foremost, I would like to say thank you to the veterans that are here and that are, unfortunately, that are not here for some reason or another. First of all, I say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. And I would like to introduce Ms. Hare, the librarian instructor. Very special day.
Thank you so much. Steve is a veteran, and he has been so generous with his time, sharing his experiences and information with the students here at National College. I thank you for attending today as we honor all of our veterans who have served our country. And we are meeting today on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And the significance of this very, very special date and time is that it was on this date in 1918 that the ceasefire came into effect between the Central Powers and the Allies. And so when Veterans Day was established, they thought that this would be the most appropriate date. So that's why we are here at the 11th hour and the 11th month. And we are going to share our experiences with you. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the efforts and creativity of two of our students who have helped tremendously with the preparation of this Veterans Day ceremony. Kristen Robertson, if you please stand, and Batu Thomas. These ladies worked so diligently helping in the preparation of this ceremony. So I thank you so very much. As we mentioned, we are here on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month to observe Veterans Day. And we are wearing our remembrance poppies today in remembrance of all of those who have served our country. You have a handout that I have shared with you today to give you the history behind the remembrance poppy. And as we mentioned, the date of Veterans Day goes back to the ceasefire that went into effect, ending the hostilities between the two warring parties in 1918. And it was during this war that a very courageous American, Moyna Bell Michael, who was a teacher at the University of Georgia, traveled to New York City to work with wounded soldiers. And while she was there, one of the soldiers left a copy of the Ladies' Home Journal magazine. And there was a marker. And on that page, where the marker was the poem In Flanders Fields. Moyna knew the history behind the poem and the significance of the poppies. And after reading that again, she decided that she was really going to dedicate her efforts to contacting leaders to help make it our national memorial symbol. So thanks to the efforts of Moyna Bell Michael, we wear with pride today our remembrance poppies. So thank you so much for joining us. Jason Stewart is going to recite the poem In Flanders Fields, but I believe he's been delayed. So we will turn our program over to Mr. Chris Lane, and we are so proud that he can join us today. Chris is a Gulf War veteran, a Marine Corps veteran, and he is also the chairperson of the Yellow Ribbon Support Foundation. So please welcome our honored guest, Mr. Chris Lane.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, an armistice was declared between the Allied nations and Germany in the First World War. This day was commemorated as Armistice Day, beginning the following year to remember those who served in World War I. November 11th became a legal federal holiday in the United States in 1938. And on June 1st, 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed legislation to make November 11th a day to honor all Americans of all wars, and this date was renamed Veterans Day. My name is Christopher Lane. I'm a U.S. military veteran. I served 8 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I'm a combat veteran of the Gulf War. It's my honor to stand here as an American and an honor to have served this nation in uniform. I do appreciate the opportunity to speak today at National College. Thank you. I continue to support our troops today. I'm the chairman of the Elderman Support Foundation and the Let Us Never Forget Scholarship Fund. Our mission is to raise funds to sponsor scholarships in the name of a fallen soldier at a school that they attended. In our 9 years of existence, we've awarded over $450,000 in scholarships. I would like to share with you a term. It's called Gold Star, if you're not familiar with the term. Many people go a lifetime not even know what Gold Star means in a military environment. So a Gold Star parent is a parent who's lost their son or daughter in the theater of combat or wounds sustained in the theater of combat. You may sometimes see a white banner with red trim and a blue star in somebody's window. That states that a service member is currently serving. If that star is gold, that means that family has lost a service member while serving. Ohio actually has a Gold Star license plate frame, or I should say Gold Star license plate for Gold Star families. So you ever hear the term Gold Star? Or you see the license plate that has a Gold Star, normally to depict underneath what conflict they lost their child in. And they a lot of times wear a lapel pin that's purple background with a Gold Star. And that's issued by the United States government. So just so you know, if you ever see that, you'll know what it is. So our biggest goal is to ensure that this Gold Star family's loved ones are never forgotten. And we do that by sponsoring a scholarship in the name of the fallen soldiers at the school that they attended, including National College. And that keeps their name living on in the community, ensuring they're never forgotten. We're also the parent organization for Keith Moffin's Elderman Support Center. They have sent over 25,000 packages to deployed service members in harm's way. So Keith's mission ever since his son Matt became missing is to mail packages to troops in harm's way to make them feel more comfortable, have a little taste of home. I'd like to say all of us veterans have served. Many of us have experienced hardships, faced danger, and sacrificed our innocence for this great nation. It's been an honor to do so. I joined the military to become an adult and to carry on the legacy of so many before me. I ask myself, if not me, who would serve? On a day such as Veterans Day, we veterans think of the fallen. Our personal service and sacrifice pales in comparison to those that have been severely wounded or lost their life in service to our nation. I was fortunate enough to attend the USO event this year, the 2013 USO event. This is the 10th year of the USO honoring wounded servicemen and women from the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. They've honored almost 40 wounded warriors in the past 10 years, and they were able to get over 20 of them to return for the 10-year celebration this year. So I was fortunate enough to attend a pre-party on Saturday evening prior to the event, in which all of them were in attendance. Trust me, they have all suffered and sacrificed. Physically, some of them have no arms, they have no legs, they're blinded by their injuries, and some have literally very few facial features due to severe burns to their faces. I mean, they literally don't have a nose or eyes or ears. And I'm sure they all suffer some mental anguish. How could you not? But one thing that amazed me is despite all these things, they stood up proudly, announced their names, and told their story. To witness such an example of sacrifice, and they poured out their story so proudly, was truly inspiring. I would say the American spirit was very present and filled the room. The greatest generation continues. There was a person there named Sergeant First Class Paul Brondhaver. He's a severely injured veteran from the Iraq War. And he made a statement in the room, because not everybody in the room is military, just like they're not here, right? He says, you don't have to wear a uniform to serve your country. That's very true. You wear the uniform because that's a choice you make. This country is very diverse, and that is our strength. So I would say today should not be a day to separate veterans from those who did not serve. It should be a day to bring us closer together to show America's strength. America's strength is its diversity. I would say we do not all have to be the same to appreciate each other. One of my strongest convictions when I joined the Marine Corps fact that I could contribute to keeping our country free and open to people of all types. And the Marines, there are no different colors. We're all green. We may come from different backgrounds and seem different, but we are all the same. We're not to judge, we are to protect. As Americans, we should value these principles and stand united. So I will say you will leave here today under the peace and freedom your military provides. I hope you do this with a great sense of pride in being an American. But I do have one request for you. If you see a veteran, just go out of your way to say thank you. Saying so little means so much. And in the Marine Corps, we have a Latin saying that we made our own. It's Semper Fidelis. It means always faithful to our God, our Corps, and our country. So with that, I say Semper Fidelis and wish you a great Veterans Day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. We certainly appreciate you being with us today, making this occasion extra special. Well, if you would please join us for our reception. It'll give you an opportunity to mingle. If you want to share any thoughts with Chris, with Steve, please do so as we observe this very special Veterans Day. Thank you so much.